In an ancient time, when a terrible evil threatens the land, only one man can save the world.
Say what? Get out of here.
What? What's the meaning of this?
Oh, we'll just take off that broken record.
I say.
Here, hold my earrings while I take this monster down. I've got your back, darling. We just might burn down this town. Oh no, oh yeah. When you're up against a challenge and you need a helping hand, we've got an arsenal of fireballs, steel stilettos, and a cat. Oh yeah.
Hi, welcome to Here Hold My Earrings. My name's Al, and I am your DM today. With me are Henrietta, Yvonne, Laura, Daria, Sophie, and Ida. Henrietta?
Hi, I'm Henriette. I'm from Norway. I play Dalin, a Kalashtar druid.
Yvonne?
Hi, I'm Yvonne from Canada, and I play Cracker, a half-orc barbarian.
Laura?
Hi, I'm Laura from Germany, and I play Byleth, a tiefling wizard.
Daria?
Hi, I'm Daria. I'm from Poland, and I play a tiefling sorcerer named Denis.
Sophie?
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm from Wales, and I play a human wizard named Charlotte.
And Ida.
Hi, my name is Ida. I play Lilith, Wood Elf Cleric,
Excellent.
and I'm from Sweden.
Trust me, we've had bigger flubs. People forgetting who they are, people forgetting what they're saying, people forgetting what race they are, although that's understandable. Okay, so take it away.
Yes, well, we started the last session with fighting some books and statues on the second level in the library. We hack and slash, and Charlotte and Denise are pew-pew-pewing with magic missiles. And Dalin used Thunderway and pushed one of the statues out the window. And when the statues leave tower, it seems, it becomes inanimate. So that's kind of a goal from here on. We kill the books really easy. They don't have a lot of strength in them, but the statues, they are tough. They hit really hard. And they kept hitting Dalin, and she went down. And the other one tried to chop it down, but it took a while. And of course, Lilith, she risked her life to come up to Dalin and heal her. And I won't ever forget that. And Cracker, she managed to grapple one of the statues and throws it through a hole in the, well, kind of a construction that's on the outside of the tower. And it shatters to 1,000 pieces on the ground. And after we fought all the books and statues, we kept really quiet and tried not to aggro the others. And then we had to decide if we were going to go downstairs or upstairs to continue. We decided to go upstairs and keep investigating, but Dalin went downstairs to ask the wizard how many floors there were. Well, that was after we got to the third floor, and we skipped the third floor, the second floor. And I went down and was going to talk to the wizard, and the others got to the top of the tower, so that was a waste of time. But I got to talk to the wizard, and he didn't have anything interesting to say. He didn't know anything, and he seemed kind of out of it. And what was her name? Griselda? Griselda?
Yes.
Yeah. She stops Dalin when she is going upstairs again, and tells us that the workers told her that the tower was haunted, and doors kept slamming, items was flying around, and she suggested that we spend the night so that we could see for ourselves. She also tells us that the wizard, Galio, was that how it was pronounced? Yep. Galio, is acting really strange compared to what he used to. When the others was at the top of the tower, when I was downstairs, they saw a huge disc that had some kind of calendar on it, and it was pulsating with magic. Charlotte discerned that that was another wizard spell, but she can see what kind of spell it was. They also saw some discs on the wall that was the size of some dinner plates, and there was some missing. Let's see. And there's also a stained glass window with a image of a human wizard, and we discerned that that may be the one that owned the tower before. He was named Talivar, not Tyrolvar. And we learned that he moved into the area about 150 years ago, and he built a portal, and the portal opened up and leveled the city. That we actually learned in the previous episode from Griselda, but we kind of took a recap of it because none of us remembered. When finally Dalin gets upstairs, we decide to go and rest to spend the night after what Griselda tells us. But we also wanted to, since there was a missing disc, we wanted to see if we can find them in the library, because we had already been there in the empty rooms. So we went down to the library, and of course Zenise had to show off her new boots, so she levitated down, and then she went through the, was it third? Yes, third floor, and that we hadn't been in, and she saw a bed and a lot of rubble. When we got down to the library again, we searched the rooms, and we found one disc in one of the rooms there. And we decided that since Galio was acting strange, we wanted to hide the discs. So we went up to the third floor again and wanted to hide the disc under the bed that Zenise had seen. And it was Dalin and, was it Charlotte that was with me? I think. Yeah. We want to put the disc that we found in the library under the bed, and there we saw a skeleton of a tiny creature, or not tiny but slight creature. And when we moved the bed and touched the skeleton, a fey creature ghost appeared. She explained that Talivar was experimenting on portals and trying to create a permanent portal, but something went wrong, obviously, and demons and stuff poured out. Her name was Soapworth. I finally wrote down the name. And when everything went wrong, she was ordered by Talivar to grab some of the discs and hide them. And she managed to hide the one in the library, and also one downstairs in the kitchen, and the one that she was holding, or her skeleton was holding. And she also thought that Talivar cast some spell that helped to close the portal, because removing the discs wasn't enough. So with this information, well, she told us all this, and then she disappeared. And with this information, we headed downstairs, and we took the discs with us. And when we got downstairs, Galio tried to take one of the discs from us, of course, and he said that, oh, this is dangerous, I need to take this. And we didn't agree, obviously, and Cracker knocked him out. And I think that's where we left off. And that's Talivar. Not Tarulvar. Not the lich that we know.
Yes, very good. In fact, you did see a portrait that said
Yeah,
Talavar the Great.
that was after I asked if the name was and we already said that it was not Talar. Well, but because I thought it was Taraval's
That
tower for a
is,
good while.
it didn't occur to me that that could be misconstrued. But yes, you are correct. It does sound very similar, especially if it hasn't been written down for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Well done, Henrietta, as always. Delin gets point of inspiration for that.
Yay! I forgot about that.
Yeah, you forgot we were doing that. Yeah. Okay. And as always, if somebody's out, somebody has to. The rest of the group decides what Byleth was doing while she was not there. Now there was a discussion about it, but what did you guys all agree with? You could say something humorous, like she was passed out drunk in the gutter, or even worse, she ate a raw oyster that didn't sit well with her.
Yeah. She zoned out looking at the pearl over her head. Just looking at it going round and round and round.
And every time it goes to the back of her head, like her
Yeah.
pupils disappear.
Where is it? Where is it?
Where did it go?
Yeah.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
Why
Everything's
is that?
fine. No.
Why is that tiefling spinning around in a circle in the center of town? Okay, yeah, I think that's about as good an excuse as any, really. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Or maybe Blemish kept her because he was fascinated with the pearl, and she finally got away. Now, she's at the tower.
Blemish kept her? You mean like he grabbed her and was?
Yeah, was holding her
I
and looking
will-
at the pearl.
I will catch him and name him.
Yeah.
And he
And
will be my
feed
friend. I'll
him
pet
and pet
him
him
and feed him.
yeah.
Oh god.
Does everybody know that reference? I'm not sure everybody knows
Yeah.
that
I know
reference.
it, but I can't remember where it is from.
It's a Bugs Bunny related cartoon.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the Abominable Snowman or something, or Bigfoot, and he catches Bugs Bunny and tries to make him his pet. Yeah, very good. Okay, is it me or Henrietta? Has Henrietta suddenly gone quiet,
Am I?
or is
No.
everybody quiet? Yvonne?
Everyone's quiet. I'm quiet.
Oh no, it's
She's
me.
quiet. Well, she's fine. I don't know. I find her fine.
Everyone's here.
Yeah, she sounds fine to me.
Oh, maybe I did something to my volume. Oh, okay, there it is. Try it again.
Hello?
Yeah, that's better. That was me. I hit my volume somehow. Okay, cool. Yes. So you are in possession of several of these discs. Beautiful little colors.
2.
And you're in the midst of a struggle, what seems to be almost a life and death struggle between you and Galio Elibro.
Well, not really. He's knocked out. We tied him up.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. You were in the midst of a life and death struggle until Cracker decided to
Yeah.
bonk him on the head with a
And tie
weapon.
him up
With an axe.
and bonk him. No, wait.
That's I didn't mean it that way.
Flat side of the axe.
It's not that kind of game, folks.
Not yet.
Wow. Yvonne plays another character in another game, Randy A. Polecat. A stands for Asa.
That's funny.
Okay, so so Galio Elibro, the illustrious wizard from the Tower of the Many-Starred Cloak, the Wizards Guild of Neverwinter, and the primary arcane expert in the region dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of the House of Talavar, a wizard who has basically disappeared, and whose fate no one really knows, but who was an avowed and acknowledged expert on portals and interdimensional travel, who has been haggard, tired, not behaving like himself, according to Griselda Copperwrought, and has Yoram, the head of the militia forces providing security for Leylon, seconded from Lord Neverember and the city of Neverwinter, along with some bolstering forces of Zentrum. And Galio seems quite keen to get his hands on these discs, having previously said nothing about them. But he also didn't really warn you about the library and its deadly guardians and their rather strict silence policy when traipsing around the books. Shh.
Yeah, don't shush them back. That's my advice.
Yeah. Sarcasm doesn't go well when it comes to stone guardians of a library, stone librarians. Yes. So you've now got a shocked head of the reconstruction effort from Neverwinter, this red-bearded, red-headed female dwarf. Four-woman, I guess you'd call her, construction forewoman. You've got this head of the militia who's sort of sitting there looking at Griselda and deciding whether or not he should be doing something. From his stance, you think he's considering fighting you, but from the placement of his feet, it looks like he's ready to retreat and backtrack out of the tower. The tower continues to have this beacon shining at the top floor, which you've already discovered. And you've now got this tied up wizard laying at your feet. Griselda looks at you and says, "What was that all about?"
He tried to steal from us.
Technically, this tower and everything in the town belongs to the city of Neverwinter.
Yeah, but he seemed like he didn't know anything about what was at the top. And these discs are a part of the magic thing that's happening. And they also had something to do with the portal that was once opened. And he did know something about it, since he said that, oh, these are dangerous, blah 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 blah. So, and you said he was acting strange, so it's safest just to knock him up and tie him up and question him, isn't it?
Well, I can see you're all very busy. I am going to, and she slowly backs out, but not without turning, but she doesn't turn around. She keeps backing out, keeping her eyes on all of you and her hands up in a slightly guarded position. And she signals to Haz, who also backs out. I can see you're all very busy. We'll leave you to it. Do be aware that if you kill Galio or you steal anything from the tower, there may be repercussions. Not by me. I'm not saying I would do anything. I'm
Good
just here
Lord.
for the reconstruction efforts. But Haz, who is, of course, in charge of security on behalf of the city, and Lord Neverember's military representative here, he would have to report this. And Haz looks at her and goes, What? What do you mean? I didn't see anything. Shh, quiet.
Don't
Just
worry,
we-
don't attack until we get attacked first. Only self-defense.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what they always say, don't they?
I
Right.
shout out the
well,
door. You asked us to help you, right?
Very good. Yes, keep up the good work. She throws up 2 thumbs up. And then as soon as they're sort of like 6 feet past the door, they turn around and start running.
Didn't know there was such cowards in Faerun. There's a lot of cowards.
Well, not everybody is an adventurer with nothing to lose.
I got something to lose.
Most NPCs don't have death saves, or good berries, or potions of healing, or magic mushrooms, or clerics and druids.
Or not.
Although
Or an
some-
axe.
or an axe. And some PCs do actually slightly abuse it. Charlotte. But we're vivifying alien technology. Now just jump right over here, right in the middle of all these skeletons. Remember that
There's
time when
one
I saw
time.
those?
No, that
Remember
was one.
that one time I saw all those weird runes? It's like what which time? That one time with the runes. He's so mean to me. I'm not mean to you. I mean to everybody, Sophie.
You
So
said
there
it,
you
not
go.
me.
Yeah, well, come on. So you've got 2 discs and you've got a tied up wizard. One of the things you notice about the wizard is that his purple cloak covered in gold yellow stars, the stars actually twinkle. They're not just sewn on bits of fabric, they actually twinkle in and out. You don't know if that means that the robe has other properties or if it's just sort of a cosmetic magical effect, but those of you who have been around any kind of magic, even divine magic, know that this is obviously not a naturally occurring phenomenon. It's not like some holographic play on lights or something. It's actually something that looks like it's magical.
It looks so pretty.
I
Gonna-
mean, you could steal it.
I'm looking at it.
Well,
I'm
Yeah.
inspecting
for
it.
yeah, he might use, if it's magical, he might use it to escape, so maybe we should take it off him. Just in case.
This looks like a job for Lilith.
That is so true.
Lilith already has the jewelry of phallus in her backpack.
Anyone else wonder if this Galio guy isn't really a Galio guy, or maybe a Galio guy and someone else?
Yes.
You mean
Can
maybe
anyone
he's a
check that?
Galio girl?
I
You should probably take.
don't know what he identifies as. But like, he's not the only one at home. Ding dong.
Yeah,
Hmm.
might be some possession at work.
Yeah.
I'm a Galio girl in the world. I like to cast spells. I like to smell smells. What's going on there? Sorry.
Maybe we should try and find the final disc, the Soapworth, the Fey ghost. She said that she hid it in the kitchen. And it should be on this floor.
Do we want to? Okay, yeah. Let's do it while he's out.
Or should we sleep on it and wait until we are at full strength?
Yes, most of you are very badly injured.
Yeah.
I thought we had a long rest. Sorry.
No,
Yes,
didn't get that
let's
far.
do that.
The only one who isn't, the only one who looks fresh as a daisy is Violet.
Yeah.
Although she looks a little dizzy from all that spinning around chasing the magical flying pearl. You notice that her eyes never focus; they kind of just keep dancing back and forth in her head. It's quite disconcerting when you're trying to have a conversation with her. You don't know where her eyes are focusing, darting back and forth, left and right.
It's more of a mental exhaustion.
Yeah.
So Violet can watch the disc while we take a rest.
Yes, but if you're going to take a
I'll
long
try.
rest, it'll be she'll be exhausted at the end of the long rest without resting.
All right.
Because it's like you only get the one long rest per day. So, but you could camp out here in the tower. You can camp out outside the tower. But of course, if you camp out outside the tower, you may not know what's going on inside the tower.
And we need to keep a lookout on Galio.
Yeah.
If we keep watch, then I think the person could also look out for the discs. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I just take a quick look at the books he was studying when we got there? He was reading some
Sure.
books.
Yeah.
Just take a look.
So some of them are. So first of all, there's a number of them are written in different languages. A couple are in common, but they use an archaic form of common. you recognize it and it's somewhat legible, but it takes quite a long time to discern true meaning, right? Recognizing individual words is easy, recognizing sentences is harder, understanding the undertone or the subtext of the sentence, considering the lack of chronological markers, is very, very hard for you, especially as an elf or a former elf, cultural elf, right?
Mhm.
Without the magical background as well, it's doubly difficult for Delin.
This is some wizard stuff, and I'm just gonna give it to Violet and Charlotte.
Yes, because you have two wizards in the group, not just
Yes,
one.
we have.
See, Sophie, I'm not always mean to you. Yeah, last
fellow
week.
wizard.
Yeah, that's right. And some of the other books are clearly written in a magical script. You know this partly because when you look at the pages, they look blank, but as soon as you touch the books, the script appears, and then of course it fades out. Um, the magical script would require somebody with Arcana to fully understand, or even have a hope of understanding.
Okay. More
And
wizard
there is
stuff.
one journal that appears to have fresh ink on it that is buried under one other book. Galio had it open to the page where he was writing notes, it appears, and there is an ink quill and a pot of ink on the desk, and some sand and an ink blotter. As you flip through that, you see that the notations that Galio has made include notations further back in the beginning of the book. And it's some sort of journal, it seems. But the section before, which is the majority of the book, it's a fairly thick journal. It's not like a tome, but as a journal, it's maybe an inch thick, several centimeters thick. And it's his last notation is probably 2/3 of the way through. But somewhere around the halfway point, the script changes to some other hand and is consistent all the way to the beginning of the journal. And it looks much older. You know, the ink is faint, clearly a different handwriting style. The and the pages are all yellowed anyway, so the book looks like it's been around for quite some time.
Is it in common?
It is in common, and it is a journal. It is a general journal written in common that you can understand.
Maybe we should take this. It seems like a journal. Maybe we should also kind of see. It seems like the freshest ink here is written by Galio. And maybe we should go back to where his writing begins and see what he's written.
Maybe it was him all the way through, though. Like,
Might be. But the kind of letters change. The writings
yeah.
change.
Like, I don't think that's him.
Might be someone else.
Might be. I don't have anything to discern possession. Does anyone else? Apparently not.
Did you say?
To discern if a person is possessed.
Oh yeah, no.
A spell or something.
I only have to spell magic, but I don't know if that would work.
While we're about a long rest, so you could just cast it on him and see what happens.
That's true.
Yeah,
I can
spell
try.
it.
But
Well,
if he's possessed, it's probably by a ghost or a spirit or something undead, right? Didn't Ashley use Turn Undead to get Cracker unpossessed?
Yep.
Do you have Turn Undead, Lilith? Being a cleric and all?
I do. No, I don't. Wait, do I?
It's channel.
Yes, I do. I do. But I need a rest.
Do you need a rest because you already did that?
Yes.
Okay. So we could try that too. Or we can just kill him, and if he's possessed, the ghost will come out.
You know, that's also what I was thinking. And I'd get a rope.
Yeah, true.
Well, he is tied up.
So you can take the robe if you want to.
Yeah.
But as Griselda said, that if we steal something, we might get in trouble.
Yeah. I don't think it would be that smart. But maybe I'll dream of wearing the rope.
Yeah.
Oh, Violet, you look so good with that rope. Where did you get it?
My DM bought it for me so that I could wear it to Comic Con.
Wow. So pretty.
I mean, you could always just take it off of him and try it on.
Hmm. Yeah, why not?
Presumably he has pants on, but you don't necessarily know,
Hopefully.
so it's a gamble. You feeling lucky, punk?
Yeah. Oh, I wish I had darkness spell. Just
Oh,
in
so
case.
you could
Just in
offer-
case. Or blindness.
I actually have darkness. I can do that.
Just in case. If he doesn't have any pants on, you can just cast that.
Yeah.
Spending 30 minutes trying to figure out how to take somebody's robe off without seeing what they're wearing underneath.
Yeah, it would complicate things.
Imagine if you guys spent this much time thinking through tactics before you get into combat.
Yeah. Use 30 minutes spending how to try to get a man out of his robe. And his hogtied.
I mean, getting him out of the robe is the easy part. It's the not seeing anything
Yeah.
underneath bit. That's the problem, right? But then how would you do it? You'd have to feel around, and then I mean that could create other issues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Much
maybe you can
worse
find some
issues.
spare sets of his robes in his closet or something.
Maybe. But this seems magical though. I don't know how many magical items we have. But should we try and wake him up and interrogate him now, or do it tomorrow? Then he might wake up when we sleep and...
Wake up! We have an important question. Do you have more than one robe? Where did you get this magical robe?
I need it.
Where can I get one? That's what you're interrogating him for. Fashion questions. Not like, solving the riddle of the tower, the portal that's broken, possibility of possession by some third party, the ghosts running around the tower. Why can't we be good? We can never be good. Why does our alignment always turn back to evil? Okay. Daria, what does Zanise think about all this?
Zenith already sleeping on her feet. Like, oh my god, let's go to sleep.
Roll a
I don't
dexterity
want to
saving throw.
I don't want to see no naked wizard. 11.
And she totters back and forth like one of those children's toys that's very heavy at the bottom and round. So it sort of leans and leans the other way and leans back the other way. And every time she looks like she's about to tip over, she just sort of luckily lands against Charlotte or Byleth or Delin or somebody else, and then sort of pops awake again. And then she sort of leans backward, eyes closed, and she starts the whole cycle over. All right. Well, so what are you guys doing? You're stripping this guy, you're reading books, you're searching for discs, taking a long rest, going outside and getting some more food, eating more magic mushrooms.
Take first watch.
Okay.
I can
How many
do.
hours do you want to watch for?
Usual split 4.
I don't know. You guys tell me. I mean, the
I
long
need
rest is
4
usually 8.
hours.
Yeah, the long rest is usually 8 hours, of which each character needs to sleep 6, and then you have 2 hours that you could sort of be awake but doing other things like keeping
'Kay.
watch or reading or something.
2.
Uh,
I'll take the
and of
first 2
course,
hours.
and the elf only needs a long rest of 4, which includes presumably 3 hours of sleep or 4 hours of sleep. Okay. Yeah, and don't forget, you guys don't have to do one person watches, right? You could double up, you can overlap each other so that one person's always waking up or going to sleep while somebody's already been awake for a while and not going to sleep for a bit longer. So there's ways to provide extra security, especially in a place where you know there's something going on potentially.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up with one of them and read the journal.
Okay. So you won't be providing security, but you'll
No.
be awake.
Yeah, and kind of I have a pretty high passive, so I don't know if I can kind of, if you're reading, you can sometimes hear things. And
I'll say that you're conscious, but you're going to suffer disadvantage because
of
you're
course,
not paying
yeah.
attention. You're deeply conscious. In fact, if anything, you're trying to, ignore any disturbances or distractions. Like Cracker doing exercises in the corner, right? Just constantly doing burpees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Violet's still trying to figure out the geometry of getting the robe off without seeing anything she doesn't want to see.
Doing calculations.
hmm
Just need the right angle.
I mean, you could just send your familiar up there and see if he's got pants on, but I think that would be something. I think that would be enough to send Ivy into another dimension immediately. Like, it's one thing to send her to her potential death as a scout. It's another thing to force her to do that. That's animal cruelty, familiar cruelty.
I could do Unseen Servant though.
Yes, you could, but then
Mhm.
somebody would still have to direct the unseen servant. So you'd have to
Yeah.
still see it. Okay, so who's, aside from Cracker, taking first watch for 4 hours? Was it 2 hours?
2.
2 hours. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do 2. Yeah.
Who else is taking a watch? Sounds like
I can
Delyn's not
do-
taking a watch at all. She's just gonna, while she's awake, she's going to concentrate on the books.
Yeah, we're enough people,
Okay.
so I don't think I do
Okay.
have to.
Okay.
I'm
Who
gonna
else?
take a second watch.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So
I
for
mean,
2
like-
and 2 each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then Lilith wants to do.
I mean, after the first 2, I have had my 4 hours, so I can stay awake from that.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, that's very sensible. So we'll have one person Cracker for 2. Then who said they were taking second? Sorry, was that Violet?
Me.
No, it's Zanice. Okay. Cracker
I'm
for
gonna
2,
do third.
Zanice for 2, Lilith for 4, overlapping with Violet for 2. And then does
Mhm.
Charlotte want to take a watch? She doesn't have to, or she can do something else.
Oh well, maybe I could help Delyn with reading those journals.
That's a very good idea. Being an arcane specialist, and also a scribe, right? Order of the scribe. So if there's anything about books and writing in books, I mean, you're probably the best person.
Yeah.
Not even the second wizard, the first wizard when it comes to things like this. So there was a lot of dissing Charlotte when Byleth was out. Yeah, our wizard's busy doing something else. Charlotte crying in her spell book.
They don't even see me as a wizard.
They don't even acknowledge you as they don't recognize your pronouns. Your wizardly
Wizard.
pronouns. Wizard. Yeah, wizard. That's good. Good. Okay, so 4 of you are taking watch, and there's doubling up for watch number 3. and two of you are working are you working together at the same time, or are you taking turns?
I think it's best we take turns. If I start reading or Charlotte starts reading, and then we can just give a quick recap, and the other one can continue, so we can get through more.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, good thought. Good tactical thoughts. Yeah. Okay, so let's. Sorry, go ahead,
Are
Daria.
we sleeping on this floor or somewhere else?
Good question. The library.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of stairs. Maybe just stay here.
Your knees
I've been
hurt.
walking up and down these stairs a lot.
By
Yeah.
the can you put an alarm next to door?
Yeah.
I don't know if she heard you.
Huh? What was that?
Hello. I'm
I'm
sorry.
asleep.
I was asleep already.
Can, can you put an alarm in the entry?
Yes. Of
Thank you.
course I can.
I don't know what she was
Actually-
really doing, but it was a good cover.
I audibly didn't hear it. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah. So that takes, how long does it take? 1 minute to cast. Okay. Yeah. So you can set, where are you setting the alarm, and what is the notice format?
This is the entrance, right?
There's two entrances.
Uh,
This is sort of like a
Mm.
servant's entrance, and this is like a main door.
Oh, this right. Okay.
And the doors are
Um,
missing.
Ew.
Yeah. I mean, there's like one broken door on one side, and it's kind of hanging off the hinge. It doesn't close or open. The other one's completely fallen off, and the door is actually on the ground outside. This one is just missing altogether.
Mhm, mhm. I want to do this door and the main door, and well, I don't want to be alarmed when like tiny creatures come in. Just
Yeah, you can set
Um,
whatever conditions you want, right?
Mhm. Yeah. So
Oh, I
I don't
mean,
know.
within reason.
Yeah. Well, no tiny creatures, I guess, and I'll make it audible.
Audible for everyone.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So which creatures won't set off the alarm? Anything that's tiny does not set off the alarm?
Mhm.
Okay. 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 Good. So you set your alarms. You start. Who's researching first? Delin or Charlotte?
Doesn't matter to me.
And either. How about you go first, just because you mentioned it first?
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good
fine.
idea. Okay. All right, let's roll in order. So Yvonne, then Daria, I believe, and then Lilith and Byleth. And then Lilith, why don't you roll again? Sorry, Yvonne, Daria, Ida, and then Laura. And Laura, Ida, why don't you roll twice for the hours 7 and 8 by yourself? Ooh. All right. Okay. Well,
Oh, this perception. Sorry.
yeah. I mean, it'll be like 13 and 15 presumably, or something similar.
I have 1 minus on them, so 9 and 11.
-1 on
No,
perception.
no. Perception, I mean, I have +5.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're a cleric.
You're an elf. You're a wood elf.
Oh, yeah.
How could you have negative
-1.
That would be
What
like
kind
the
of cleric have we signed up with?
world's worst elf ever.
Do you want me to roll the perception just to see my +5?
No, I don't. I believe you. Nobody would make up that kind of story deliberately. Yeah, so 15 and 17. Okay. So when Zanice wakes up on her own, she finds Cracker slumped over on the table, snoring loudly, blowing leaves of the nearest book slightly up, and then as it slowly drifts down, it looks like it's going to settle back into position. And just as it's about to do so, she snores and blows air again, and the particular sheet of paper just keeps sort of, helicoptering up and down briefly. As Zanice takes over, and then later when Lilith and Byleth take over, you all hear occasional sounds emanating from somewhere upstairs. You're on the ground floor, so you don't know how far it is away. Zanice can't tell exactly where it is at all. She has no real sense other than just hearing things. It's an occasional door slamming shut. Sometimes there's the sound of a window creaking open. These are, like sort of those manual windows with the little lever that you crank to open the windows wider or closed. Once in a while, you hear something that sounds like footsteps, slow moving adult humanoid footsteps, a heavy thumping. Byleth, because she's really on top of things, but also Lilith in her second round notices that the sounds definitely sound like they're coming from one of the upper floors. You're too far away to tell exactly where it is, but it doesn't sound like it's coming from the library, which is directly above you. And even once in a while, there's something that shifts in one of the rooms adjacent to your current position in the main greeting hall, which has been converted into a makeshift library and research area for Galileo Libro. So in the room back here, which you haven't actually discovered or explored, or back here, occasionally you hear something like the giggling of maybe a small child, shifting of bricks, something scraping on the floor like a heavy, maybe metal pot or some stone. Nothing happens directly in your vicinity that you can observe. There's no immediate movement in your eyesight, in your eye line. There's no, other than the things that are being affected by Cracker's snoring. But it's clear that something is happening around you, and it's not just the skittering of little feet from, vermin. The alarm itself never goes off. None of the alarms ever go off. Henrietta and Sophie, would you like to? How do you want to do this? I guess you can roll individually each. I think the idea that whoever goes first is summarizing for the benefit of the second person should give the second person some advantage. So I'll tack on a +2 bonus. I was also going to give Charlotte a little bit of a bonus anyway because she's in actual order of the scribe, on top of course being proficient in. Charlotte's proficient in Arcana, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she already gets that bonus. But why don't you go ahead and roll Arcana yourself, Henrietta, and then we'll have Sophie roll.
Can I guide myself?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Okay, so Arcana. Ooh,
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm really into this.
You are really into it. Okay. Now, the net sum of what you discover will be a combination of what you roll and what Sophie rolls for Charlotte, since you guys are working in tandem and you're trying to cover, what is clearly many days worth of reading in a very short time span. So, Sophie, do you want to roll for Charlotte? I'll tack on
Yes.
some extra bonuses for you in my head.
Okay.
All right. Wow. Yeah, so between the two of you, considering that you're only spending a total of 4 hours, which is not nothing, but it's still 4 hours trying to research a journal written by a powerful wizard, over 150 years ago. You realize that this is the Journal of Talavar, and Galio has been marking the book up. The journal primarily discusses the research path that Talavar took to try to develop a longer term solution to a fixed portal between two planes, and he was attempting to try to reach the plane of Elysium, which is a it's a plane that houses a number of goodly gods, and some of you culturally would be aware of Elysium, whether or not you specifically were devoted to any of the gods of that particular pantheon. It shows his journey from testing it out with spells that he's already familiar with that are well established, and then trying essentially to create a new spell, and then combining that with other types of magics to create a permanent feature. He talks about knowing that certain spells have cast over and over again in the same location repeatedly for months or even years at a time will create a permanent fixture, and he's been trying to do that. Somewhere around the last sort of 15 or 20 pages or so, well, more than that, maybe like 30 pages, the handwriting changes, and it's clear that it's Talavar. Your perception and your arcana skills are so precise and accurate, however, that you realize that although the handwriting is completely different, the style of writing is very similar, including the anachronisms that are used by people from, over a century ago, even adjusting for the fact that they're both wizards. And by all accounts, if you look at the portrait that you saw upstairs, humans, you sense that perhaps this could even have been written by the same person, except for the physical differences in the script. And the last few entries seem to be more and more disjointed. So whereas Galio starts off primarily discussing how he's found the tower, the state of the condition of the library, the stone guardians that enforce silence, towards the end, it becomes more disjointed. Sentences don't necessarily make sense. There are aspects of it that seem almost like he's having an internal struggle with somebody else, having a discussion about it. He's almost writing as if it was a dialogue between two people. Perhaps I need to find all the discs and then insert them in the right order. No, that might be too dangerous. What are the potential repercussions? And it's clear that Galio, if he was the actual author of the last few pages, is not in his right mind. The final page says, opening the portal could be either disastrous or could alleviate all of mankind's problems. A direct conduit to the gods, if it could be fixed and the original use of the portal be executed properly, could bring us closer to the deities that we worship and give us divine guidance. Surely a goal worth some sacrifice and risk, but also one that perhaps might have been pursued by others.
Well, just like we suspected.
Yeah.
And I'm not wearing any pants. It's too hot for pants.
Question is whether it's genuine possession or whether he's just crazy.
Oh, I thought you meant whether it's genuine. Maybe he's not. Maybe he is wearing pants. He's just lying about it. Let's check to be sure. Mage hand. Yeah, very good. Okay.
Well, since we already seen a ghost in this tower and the sounds that the others heard through the night, I would assume that he is possessed by Talival. We know it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
So either kill him or turn undead. Or maybe dispel
Well-
magic.
Well, we know what Laura wants.
Yeah.
Can anyone like go in his head and talk to him?
Could.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Everybody who took watch, roll d20 in order, please. Just a d20, not your perception check. So Yvonne first. There you go. There you go.
Oh my. Is that good?
Oh my
Ida,
god.
yeah. And Ida one more time.
Right.
That's good.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
What's happening? Oh,
I mean, I don't know.
are you
We'll just
rolling
have to find
d6s?
I know.
Rules are rigged.
Yeah.
Before the rest ends, I still want to
Mm-hmm.
roll portent and learn the language.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll do that. Portent. Ooh, nice. Should have rolled that
Yeah.
before. And the word magic. Magic.
Magia.
I knew it was going to be something similar.
Magia. Oh, that sounds cool.
Okay, very good. And anybody changing any spells? Ida, Sophie, Daria. Oh, Daria, not you can't change spells. Laura, Henrietta.
Probably.
I won't.
Me neither. I'm fine.
No,
Excellent.
I'm good.
And if I could ask people to just sort of, I noticed that Sophie does this very religiously, and I do appreciate that. I know it's kind of obvious usually when we're in combat, but if you guys do get wounded, like more than 50% of your hit points, can you put a little red dot on your token just so we know that you're bloodied, so we don't have to give it away in combat?
Yes.
I don't. We haven't been enforcing it, but I think it's a useful tool for everybody. And since Sophie's been so consistent with it, I think we should honor her preparedness by also following suit. Because I did actually ask at one point, and I kind of forgot myself, but it is very helpful for me. Maybe he wants to do it so he's going to be nice and not attack us when we're injured. Or maybe he wants to kill us off. Little angel, little devil, little angel, little devil. Okay. So anybody else want to do anything else? No changes to other spells? Henrietta especially? You got a lot of spells to choose from.
Yeah, I know. I don't think so.
Okay. And Ida, you also have a lot of spells considering your level.
Yeah, I'm sticking with those I have for now.
Okay, cool. Anything else? Henrietta, you have to tell me about good berries.
Yeah. Fine.
Or maybe not, you're not going to do them.
I'll make
You don't
some,
have to.
I'll make some.
You're not. Well, you can use your old spells, your spell slots from the night before, so it's not like you have to use up a spell slot.
Okay, I will use my level 4 spell slot from yesterday.
Okay.
Because I didn't have any first or second or third levels left.
Okay. Luckily, there wasn't any combat. Maybe you should go last in the watch if you're going to do that, though. Oh, but that would make. Yeah, no, you can do. Yeah, you should go. You should do your. Well, hang on a second. One should.
I still had some wild shape, so
Okay.
that was good.
All right. So, what's the distribution of the good berries?
2 to everyone but me.
Okay. 2 for everyone. Okay. Any other preparation? Yvonne?
Uh,
Yvonne?
um,
I'm not going to retcon it. If this thing goes south and somebody says, "Oh, but I would have done that," no, you have plenty of time.
I know. Well, you see, if I run it, if I go into a rage now, then I have to be continually hit, and I'm not really in the mood to be.
No, I don't mean that. I mean,
But,
you know, like, oh, I would have had my
yeah.
shield up, or I would have had this
Well,
prepared, or I would
Go
have
up
had.
and get your longbow.
Yeah, I had it because I grabbed it on the way back down.
Okay.
I'm just I'm gonna ready my great axe in case anything comes down the stairs to attack us.
Okay. I didn't mean that more combat specific. I meant more strategic. But yes, that's fine. That's fine. You know, things like the Goodberry thing, right? That's
Yeah. I
anybody
was
else?
just putting it in my
Anything?
inventory.
Yeah, that's good. Anybody else? Why is he giving us so many warnings?
Yeah.
No.
He never does that.
What's going on? Maybe I will cast
Why
Find
am I
Familiar
sweating? Why are my
too.
hands sweaty?
I'm so scared. I think I want to cast Find Familiar.
Do you think he's holding a grudge because I didn't wear the shirt?
Shield me. Find Familiar.
Fuck off! Is that all I'm good for?
Also for mental support.
What shape? What form is Ivy coming back as?
I think I want to cast it as an owl.
So when you say shield me, Ivy goes, "Who, me?"
Yes.
I'm gonna change the spell.
No.
You're changing a spell?
Yep. I'm gonna change Wall of Fire to Charm Monster.
I think, actually, Laura, you might want to consider doing something similar to what Henrietta did and creating a separate character sheet for Ivy in the more popular forms that you're going to use, like an owl, just so you can control it and drag it yourself.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I
I
can
can
give
do
you
that.
this art if you want to use this one with the owl with the glasses, where you can come up with your own. That's fine.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay. And then this way we don't have to look up stats. Like, not that there's a lot to do. It's not the same as Henrietta's forms, but Delenn's forms, but you can, at least you've got it handy. Okay, cool.
I would
And
also change the spell before we go.
Yeah, everybody's getting all paranoid now.
Remove Prayer of Healing.
Oh,
And I'm gonna use Cure Wounds instead.
Ooh, okay. More combat oriented. Yeah.
Yep.
Good thought. Okay, so what are we changing to? So Henrietta, you move to what spell did you drop?
Wall of Fire.
You dropped Wall of Fire.
Yep.
For Charm Monster?
Yep.
Okay, and Laura and Ida, you're dropping Prayer of Healing for Cure Wounds. Very good. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Laura?
Yeah.
Sophie? Oh, Daria? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast False Life on myself. And
Pre-combat.
without using a spell slot, so...
Oh, right. Yes, excellent. Yes. So you are you're casting invisibility.
No. False Life.
Okay.
I want to change a spell as well. I'm going to switch absorb elements with sleep.
You're getting rid of absorb elements and using and picking up sleep? Okay. Just as a quick reminder on sleep, it's a great spell at low levels. If you were in a game where, if you were in a typical by the book, relatively new DM with a module book, and you are all playing level 1 or level 2 or level 3 characters, sleep is a great spell because it can stop a whole bunch of goblins. The way sleep works mechanically is it just, you roll a bunch, you post it, if you would, Sophie. You roll a bunch of hit dice, and then the total number of hit points are what's affected. So in a game where it's not a balanced set of encounters and you're not all level 1, level 2 characters running up against, low level CR quarter or CR 1/8 kind of creatures with low hit points, you could have the spell, use it, and it'll affect nothing, because unless it exceeds the hit points of one or more of the targets, it's not going to do anything. And you don't get to choose which target it is. It's automatically focused on the target with the weakest hit points. Now, that may work if you are up against a bunch of minions, but aside from the fact that it won't affect certain types of creatures, it won't affect anything that has more than, in this case, 22 hit points, for example, if that's what you rolled. So tactically not a great spell for higher level combat. Just to warn you, not that you need a warning,
Oh my god.
not that
And
you
I'm
need to
changing
be
my
prepared
spells.
for something. You're
I'm
changing
gonna
your
change
spells.
sleep for absorb elements.
Just not that I'm giving you warnings for any particular reason.
We're all dead.
I've changed back to absorb elements.
I always wanted to be a warlock.
There you go. All right. Anybody else want to do anything? Tighten your bootlaces, sharpen your axe.
Make sure the wizard's still tied up.
Yeah, the wizard's
Say
still
my
tied up,
prayers.
and he's still passed out,
Good.
apparently. But I mean, who knows? He's got a large lump on his head from where he was struck by Cracker with the axe.
Gently.
Yeah, it was non-lethal, but in order to knock somebody out, you still have to do a certain amount of damage to them.
Yeah. A master.
And he did take hit point damage. It's not like temporary damage. It's like real damage. He just didn't die.
Well,
So he's badly injured. Is anybody healing him?
Yeah.
cricket.
If he dies, he dies.
Free robe.
Anyway.
Free
Free
robe.
robe. Oh, free robe.
Hilarious.
I just
Right.
didn't know what happened to him, He just
Yeah.
died.
He just
I don't know.
expired in the night.
I thought I wanted to honor him by taking
Stabbing
his
him.
robe. Mm.
Okay. All right. What's your next steps?
Check the kitchen for the disc.
Okay. All right. So why don't we do this? It's nearly 10:30. Let's take a little break. And as we're leaving, I normally don't like metagaming or anything discussing the outside world. I will say, if you had any thought that you might want to see Mad Max Furiosa and you weren't sure, maybe you won't like it, but personally I thought it was an excellent movie, and I don't very often say that. So definitely worth seeing. If you like the first one at all, you definitely see the second one. Cool. And it has a very sort of here, hold my earrings, girl power type feel to it too. So kind of consistent with the group.
Is that the
Well,
one with Anya? What's her name?
Yeah, Anya
Yeah.
Taylor
Joy.
Joy.
Mm.
I'm not sure. I think people were mixed on her performance. I thought her performance initially wasn't particularly inspiring, but it wasn't bad. Some people didn't like it at all. But I thought Chris Hemsworth playing that character is amazing. I mean, not amazing like Oscar-winning performance. I just mean amazing in terms of he is like, although he looks very similar, he's got a prosthetic nose. He looks very similar to his other characters, like Thor or whatever. He is a completely different person. He comes across, he sounds totally different. He acts totally different. It's very, very good acting. The guy's actually underrated as a general comedic stroke dramatic actor. I think he'll have a very long career, long past the point where he's no longer like a physical specimen to be ogled. Anyway, but it was very good. Definitely very, very, a little bit different from the first one. Not the same kind of nonstop action, but it was definitely very good. Okay.
Like, are you implying it's an ogle fodder fest?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But I just mean, the reality is a lot of, Marvel was the people who were behind the Marvel movie franchise were very smart about using Chris to draw in female viewers for what was historically a primarily male-oriented audience, right? Comic books historically were male oriented. That's why all the female characters are, they're all drawn with ridiculous proportions. And Chris Hemsworth in a couple of movies, including that and also the female remake of Ghostbusters, shows like he's got a range of mostly comedic acting skills, but he's got a range of skills beyond just, strong silent buff type, because he's played a couple other roles as well where he's basically, like a invincible assassin type guy, combat, hand-to-hand combat, defeats everybody without breaking a sweat. And this is completely different, and he's quite good. He sounds very different. He acts very different. It's really quite a transformation in his personality. So anyway, definitely worth seeing. Cool. Anybody else want to say anything before we take a break? Anything I need to know for preparation? Is there something else you guys are going to do just before you head upstairs?
Before we wipe, coffee.
I'm not saying you're going to wipe. I'm just saying,
Not die.
look, you're dealing with a portal.
Yeah.
The history of the portal was that he was trying to reach another dimension. And the history of the town was that when he opened the portal, something went wrong and demons were released and they wiped out the whole town. And then they fled. They didn't get destroyed. It wasn't like a bunch of paladins came down and wiped them all out. So going in that this is a very powerful portal. This is a very powerful magic user, a wizard, right? He was an expert on this in this area, and he screwed up. And you're trying to go in there and fix it. And the fact that you have two wizards, but two wizards who have no skill in portal magic, right? Knowing that portal magic is much more powerful than what either of your two wizards can do currently. So the fact that you have two may not be enough. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. We need to talk to this wizard with two minds.
I'm not saying you have to do anything in particular. Just keep in mind, this is not just sort of our cart was overrun by a couple of orcs, right? Everything about this tower screams something that went horribly wrong with an experiment. A very dangerous, very, very powerful spell or a series of spells created by this mind, and this person disappeared. He was so powerful that he was creating new spells to try to access permanently another dimension full of gods, and he ended up someplace else with almost equally powerful creatures of a different alignment and different bent. And you guys are coming in here, like swinging a couple of, familiars, thinking you're gonna, fix it. You might, but this is not a half-ass kind of situation. Everybody around town is backing out of the town. Hazuram and Griselda, there's horns and whistles going. There's an alarm going off. All the workers that were trying to do the reconstruction, they've been pulled out of the town. There's soldiers standing in the doorways. They're not guarding the town from the outside. They're actually they're ordered to stand there, and none of them feel confident that anything that comes out of here is something they're going to be able to stop. People are packing up their shit, right? Donkeys are being attached to carts. Horses are being attached to wagons. A number of the workers are grumbling about, their loss of livelihood. A lot of the children that survived from the undead attack are being packed up and sent off with some of the women. The men who stayed are being armed with pitchforks. They're all expecting this to be very, very bad. And, they're all you see a lot of people making signs to their deities. And this beacon just keeps going. So you don't know what's going to happen, but it's an ominous sign. And these are people who are very, very scared. So they're hoping you can help them.
On that note, I definitely need coffee.
Yes, you definitely need coffee. And stop thinking about Pathfinder. You need to be in your full 5e range.
I'm ready, Dad. Okay, let's go get coffee.
Oh, I forgot to rage. Oh no, it's no big deal.
We're all dead.
Okay.
No
All right, guys.
Okay, bye.
Good luck. Hi. We hope you're enjoying this episode. And if so, please like and subscribe. And remember, the next time your DM says, roll initiative, yell back.
Here.
Hold my earrings.
Here, my earrings.
This is good. I think we only need this take.
Right. Nobody is going to move. Everybody's going to... You go first.
Let's just stay here.
Yeah. Forget the tower. Let's just go deliver that stupid cart.
I'm
All right.
gonna
What do you guys do?
grab Cracker by the arm, drag her
Yeah.
until here, and push her. Go, go, go.
Okay. Before I do this, do you think we should wake this dude up and like talk to his two brains? Anybody? Anybody?
Well, it sounds like you do.
I do. I
Okay.
can't.
I'm gonna
I
drag
don't have that
Cracker back.
Okay. So I'm gonna grapple him.
Okay. I mean, he's
And-
already restrained, so it's yeah.
Well,
And, he's
yeah.
unconscious.
Okay, we're gonna wake him up though. I'm just kind of afraid the ropes won't hold.
Wait,
But
this
I
is
will.
this is regular ropes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has the other rope?
Violet?
Mhm.
She has it, and she wasn't there last time.
All right.
Can you
I can
do it now?
do it now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I shove a good berry in his mouth.
Tattoo.
He's alive, so the good berry
Okay.
would just heal him one hit point. It won't automatically wake somebody.
Okay.
The reason
then.
why it works for you guys is because you're on death saves, but you're heroes, so you have death saves. If he were genuinely dead, he wouldn't necessarily have a death save because he's an NPC.
Should we just shake him?
Well, can Charlotte use prestidigitation to make a smell of a smelling salt or something?
Mm.
Do you know what's smelling salt?
Yeah. Well, probably also something.
If
similar.
you give me the chemical composition, you're gonna get a big
Fart.
old red X in the screen. It's like like I'm gonna go into a cave, look for bat guano, and make gunpowder. Level
Great
3
idea.
level 3 barbarian with 8 intelligence who worked on a
Well-
farm. How would you know what gunpowder is?
Well, I'm
I know
a
what poo is.
soldier. I've been on a lot of battlefields. I know about.
Isn't it just like really smelly pee or something?
Sure.
Yeah,
Something
like-
yucky. And I'm gonna
So just
step
make
back.
like smell the latrines.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
there you
step
go. Really strong.
back.
Or you could just pee in a bucket.
I'm going back here. I don't want to smell that.
Asparagus pea. That's the best.
Piggly poggly poo.
How's that hangover, Ida?
Yeah.
Just keep it up. She says.
Before he
Alright.
wakes up, I'm going to hide the discs.
Anything
Fire.
else? Yeah, that's good. Anything else? So how are you hiding them?
I have a rope from a mind flayer, so I'm just gonna put it on the ground back here and just cover it with a rope.
Are you stacking them one on top of each other?
No. Not with that
Not since you
question.
put it that- not since you put it that way,
Yeah.
I'm not.
No way. Just gonna cover them up.
Okay. I mean, the robe isn't like 30 feet long or anything. How are you going to cover both of them up without stacking them?
I'm gonna take off my own robe? No, I'm not.
I hand you
Bedroll.
the goat skin.
Yeah, my good.
Oh, no, wait, put that on
that's
the
on
wagon.
card. Yeah, that's on the card.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
take
you
my
got a
bedroll.
robe covering one. Okay. All right. Okay. So you got enough stuff. Fine. So Charlotte, you're going to do the honors?
Huh?
What?
What?
Pee.
Bueller.
Make the pee.
Bueller.
Hey. I can cast a spell.
Make it the smell.
Okay. Hey.
What? I think we've been joined by Luigi.
Louis P.
Luigi.
That's awesome.
Which would literally mean his pee. Okay, yeah. Like you're making the smell of really smelly pee, basically.
Yes.
Okay. It wafts throughout the tower. Everyone is just absolutely disgusted.
Ugh.
Go ahead and roll a d20. He sort of snorts and jerks involuntarily and violently. But because he's restrained, he doesn't really go very far. But he doesn't wake up.
Poke him.
Poke.
Okay. I
I'll
mean,
poke him in
like,
his eyeball.
oh, Jesus. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah.
Wake up.
Ah! And he wakes up. What? What are you doing? Ah! And he's staring at you with one really, really wide-eyed eye, and the other one is like shut, and it's already starting to get a little inflamed looking. Oh,
We have to
what?
talk.
What is this? Why am I tied up? This is. Don't make me use magic.
Oh, we're tied up.
Yeah, that doesn't stop you using spells. Everybody roll initiative.
I didn't gag him.
Yeah.
I always forget the somatic component.
I think I gave you guys plenty of warnings.
You did.
Yeah,
You
but
did.
it's not so many spells that are just verbal. Let's see. I need to find my token.
Just to be clear, just because he's restrained doesn't mean he can't use somatic components. He's restrained. It doesn't mean he.
But we did
He
say
can't
we
cast.
hog tied him. Isn't that
Yeah.
hands behind his back?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, some spells you just need to wiggle a finger.
Yeah, but he has to have a focus or some materials. Often.
This
Not
is
always,
true.
but
This is true. Henrietta, do you want to roll for Gallia?
do I? Yes, I do.
That was quite selective. Okay. Well, it makes sense. Charlotte goes first, so she pokes him in the eye. He wakes up.
And I grapple his fingers.
I think you already poked him in the eye.
Oh.
I feel like that was an action. I mean, you were poking him in the fingers. You were using your action to make a spell. I think you kind of did enough to start the round. But Lilith could grapple his fingers. Or grab his fingers. Grapple. I don't know if you want to grapple, but or she could just stand there. Or beat him over the head.
Or turn him into an ice cube.
Cut the fingers off.
I don't think she can you turn him into an ice cube?
Oh.
That would be quite
Soon.
powerful. Lilith,
Yes.
any thoughts?
I'm gonna try to use. I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna use turn undead on him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, post it.
See if that works.
Mm-hmm. What
He's
do you
going
say?
right in there with the smiting.
What I say?
Mm-hmm.
Please make the undead disappear.
Ah. Okay. I'm gonna let you roll a d20. Now, most of you already know this. In my games, Ida, whenever you're doing something, I'll let you make rolls. That doesn't necessarily mean you could succeed. It may be something that's impossible for you. Something really obviously like I'm gonna jump to the moon, that's impossible. But if it's something that plausibly could happen or something that you don't know what the reasonable outcomes are, I'll let you roll. It may mean nothing. You could roll a 20 and it might mean nothing. But if you roll a 20 and it's possible, but you still fail because the DC is higher than that, it may mean that somebody else could do it. It may mean that you could do it with the right buffs. It may mean that you'll never succeed, but the outcome of failure is not as bad as if you rolled a 1. So you don't feel like anything useful happened. There's no obvious change to his demeanor. He doesn't try to squirm and get away from you. And you have used your channel divinity.
Yep.
Zenice?
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
So he's kind of upset. Are you intimidating him? Because he may not be the most cooperative in the current situation. He's lying down, tied up, being poked in the eye. It's minor torture, and certainly it's imprisonment or
Maybe more
kidnapping.
persuading him to speak and not cast a spell.
Okay.
So you want the roll?
I don't know that that's altogether like. Yeah, go ahead. I like I said a moment ago, just because you can try it doesn't mean it can succeed, but you can definitely give it a roll. And he looks at you and says, "Untie me this instant. I am a wizard of the many-starred cloak, and I am the arcane authority here in Leylon. You have no right to do this." Anything else for Zenith? I mean, to be fair, he is. It's not a good position. He's been attacked. He's bound.
He's crazy.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd be pretty upset if I were in that position.
No, that's it.
I mean, I might be crazy too, but that's. This is a guy who's not used to being attacked, and he's not used to being treated like this. Okay, Byleth.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Gonna stay here and
And he's also badly injured, right? Remember, he's very, very badly injured. He's barely alive.
yeah. I'm a bit overwhelmed. I think I just want to ask him where he got his beautiful robe. It's so pretty. Never seen something like that before.
Yeah. Is that what you do? Sorry, what was that? I don't. That was like a non-committal response. Like, yes, yes, if it comes out to something useful. No, I was joking. It wasn't.
Okay.
Like asking the hot guy out on a date, and it's a joke if he says no, but
that was just a joke. Okay, so I can let you free if you promise not to attack us, and if you can tell me where you got this beautiful robe. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think that's a persuasion check too. And I'll lower the DC a little bit because it's the second round where you guys are asking questions without doing anything worse. But it doesn't make any sense to necessarily assume that it'll succeed because he's still pretty upset, as anybody would be, really. You guys attacked him.
I think I want to use my portent still, the 18.
Okay, and go ahead and give us the roll so we can see what your modifiers are.
Yeah, it's 0, but.
Oh, it's 0. Okay.
0. Oh, 18.
Who are you to make demands of me, to tie me up like this, to attack me in my research facility? Untie me this instant.
Well, you had your chance.
Oh my God. Okay.
Can I?
Why can't we be good? Why are we always evil?
Can I command Ivy to do something too?
I think commanding a familiar is an action, right? Right. I mean, you can give your familiar general commands in advance, and then they can carry them out, like attack or help or something. I don't know. I guess your familiar goes on its turn, so you can have your familiar do something. Yeah, sure. But it's not going to be an attack, obviously.
Yeah, no. Okay.
So what's Ivy doing?
Oh, I just want to. I want Ivy to go there and annoy him. Maybe obscure his vision a bit. I don't
He
know.
starts sneezing as Ivy's feathers tickle his face. What is this? This is horrible. Stop it. Achoo, achoo.
Just torturing him.
All right. This is not, by the way, this is not why I was warning you guys. So beating up on a poor defenseless wizard who's tied up, that was not what I had in mind. But you guys, you do you. Go ahead, Henrietta.
The reason why we tied you up because you tried to steal from us and you have been acting very strange lately, according to Griselda. So we didn't trust you.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's persuasion.
Oh, sorry. Without the guidance. Forgot to turn.
Okay.
So 22.
That's a lot of persuasion, plus 5. What do you mean you don't have a lot of persuasion?
I forgot that I had in
Efficiency.
persuasion. I thought it was.
Okay. He looks at you and says, I haven't been acting bizarrely, and you are taking artifacts from a tower that is under the research responsibility of the Order of the Many-Starred Cloak, and I am its primary representative. It is you who are stealing things. Untie me this instant. Cracker.
Ah, damn it. You totally know what I'm going to have to do here.
I don't. I really
dude.
don't. Are you going to kill him?
Well, I might just knock him out again. I mean, this is a
I will
waste
tell
of
you this.
conversation.
If you kill him tied up as he is with the people who saw you, that would
Yeah, I know.
absolutely be outright murder. There is
I
no debating that. There is no justification for killing this guy in his current condition. He
Okay.
hasn't attacked anybody. He's a legally appointed representative in his office, and he is completely harmless. He is tied up, and you've attacked him. And now you're going to execute this guy for no particular reason because he didn't tell you where he got his robe.
That is kind of crazy.
And there were plenty of witnesses. So you're going to have to kill everybody. And I guarantee you, if that happened, this campaign is going to go very differently.
Well, if you kill everyone, nobody's gonna know what's happened.
Yeah, somebody's going to know what happened.
Schultz. Nobody knew.
Yeah,
Don't tempt the DM.
One person in a dark alley, maybe. One guard hidden behind a building in the middle of a in the middle of a dinosaur rampage that nobody sees. Maybe. A lot of people saw you come to town. A lot of people know that you're coming to town.
Okay. So I'm going to look at him and I'm going to say, apparently your journal looks like it's being written by a crazy person. And you wanted to take these discs that we're trying to recover in order to close the portal at the top. So I'll untie you, but you're not going to go far because I'm going to stay with you all the time. So I'm going to intimidate him.
Oh, intimidation. Okay. Okay, so just to be clear, you can't untie him and also say all this. I think it's
Okay.
great that you say all that. I think
Okay,
it's great
say
that
all
you
it.
want to offer to
Yep.
tie him. But
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your intimidation.
20.
I think only I can untie him.
Yeah, sure. I mean, somebody else can do it, but it's just a question of how much can you do
No,
in
it's
one
just
turn by yourself.
only
Yeah,
I because it's the magic horn.
Right.
Whatever. Even if it was regular rope, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He does not respond. He looks at you sullenly. He's still unhappy, but he doesn't look like he's like ready to do anything about it immediately. But it is actually his turn. And he says, move! And he suddenly misty steps and he leaves the building, leaving the ropes behind.
Damn
Should have grappled the fingers.
And then from outside, you see his form running away from the tower at high speed as he is shouting, "They've taken the tower! They've taken the tower! War Neverwinter!"
Here we go.
Nah, just let him leave. Long way to Neverwinter.
All right, Charlotte. He uses his action to dash. Well, I guess he's yelling a warning. So he uses his action to yell the warning. He's moved 30 feet out, and then he's run 30 feet. So he's 60 feet away if somebody wanted to shoot him with something. I'm not saying you should. I'm just giving you the range.
Yeah, I'll leave him go. I'll just say for fuck's sake.
Okay. As your action, that's
Yes.
okay. Well, since it's your action, you can like make it really emphatic.
For fuck's sake.
I think that was a good use of an action, actually. Well done, Sophie. Everybody in town hears it. And you just see Galio lift a middle finger back towards you while he's running away. All right, Lilith.
Now I feel bad for not healing him.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys really wanted to persuade him, you could have started by healing him first.
Yes.
But you know, that's what a good party would do, and you guys aren't good, so.
Or something.
You guys are whatever you choose to be. I'm not forcing you to be evil. You guys just naturally gravitate that way. Lilith, what do you want to do, if anything?
I will just move over here.
Okay. To any particular reason? Are you looking for something? Are you doing something?
I'm trying to find out where the last desk is.
Okay.
Which
Well,
I think I don't
you
know
can
which room are the kitchen, so.
Yeah, I mean, from where you're standing, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, really. You can see that
No.
there's some doorways that are broken down. There's no actual doors. But it's not like anybody's currently using them for anything that you can tell. There's not like a wafting scent of boiling cabbage or something coming from one room and not the other.
Oh.
And you still have movement. And
Oh,
you
I
have an
should have-
action.
I should have like 2. Can I open the door? Is it closed?
There's no door. It's just broken open.
Then I will look into the door.
Okay,
in
so
the
this room does look like it might have been the kitchen before. There's some unused or disused pots and pans. There are hooks hanging from the walls that have all kinds of implements. A lot of the hooks are empty, of course. There's clearly something that seems like a very large central stove, like a cooking area that's got the metal stands upon which people would sometimes suspend large cauldrons. And there's piles of rubbish and detritus all over the room, broken down barrels, as I said, pots and pans, some ceramics and cutlery. None of it looks like it's in particularly good condition.
Okay.
And there's another room back here, which you also can sort of see into it, and it looks like it's got some barrels in it, but they're all very old. Everything looks old and disused. I'll say that you were basically doing a perception check there. That was your action.
You want me to do a perception check?
No, that's what you see. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I mean, visually, that's what you see. So,
Mhm.
Zanice, what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna ask everybody, so what are we doing now? We are waiting for Crazy Wizard to come back with probably a lot of guards, or we getting the hell out of this town?
Yeah, I mean, you used your turn, so anybody who wants to respond, I'll let you guys do it.
Can we all respond or just one person?
Yeah, go ahead. Anybody wants to go ahead and respond. I mean, Unless somebody wants to take a shot at this guy while he's running away, you're technically not even in combat anymore.
Okay.
I feel
I mean,
like,
on one
yeah.
hand,
Sorry, go ahead.
you go ahead.
No, go,
No,
you go.
Sophie, you start. You were already talking, so you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. On one hand, they are the ones who asked us to look into this, but so we could just go. But on the other hand, if we just leave it, who knows what kind of crazy horror story could go on without our intervention.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and I feel like they already know that we captured the wizard and that we are in the tower, so it's not like it's a surprise to them.
That's also a fair point.
So
Yeah.
And
Remember, everybody has their own perspective. From his perspective, he only just woke up.
I mean, we also didn't have any bad intentions initially. You know, we just want to help him.
Initially.
And he's a bit.
And they
He's
tried
got
to
a bit
steal my
bye-bye.
robe. They fondled me while I was asleep.
Yeah, his robe.
We try fixing the portal, we might be able to let everyone know that we actually didn't mean any harm.
To redeem ourselves. That's
I
Come
was
on.
sexually assaulted while I was unconscious.
Saving the world kind of thing. Yeah, let's just try and close this damn thing.
Saving the world one pair of testicles at a time.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Sacrifices have to be made.
One testicle at a time.
Yeah. See, if it was like guys saying that about, yeah, it wouldn't work. So... All right. Anybody else want to say anything? Since you guys don't seem to be going into combat, I'll take you guys out of the combat turn. We'll keep the
before he
initiative up
gets
just in
too
case.
far away, I'm kind of move around.
Oh, no.
No, I'm just gonna move outside and I'm gonna cast a healing word on him, and I'm just gonna say thank you.
Okay.
Just
All
heal him with a first level. Here you go.
Yeah, you hit him with the healing word and he suddenly feels a lot better and he turns back and he kind of looks really like puzzled, like
And I'm just gonna go inside again.
The guards are looking at him, he's running, and then blood seems to sort of magically disappear. A couple of cuts turn into, 5-day-old scars. Like, but did you just get healed? All right. Very good. Anybody else want to do anything? Cracker want to offset that by throwing a javelin at him as he's running?
Please do.
Heal dead. Heal dead. No, I don't care. He's gone.
So chaotic.
What kind of sick torture is this? All right. Well, we'll just keep going in turn order, I suppose. Daria, did Zanice want to do anything? I think we kind of skipped over you a little bit.
No.
All right. Byleth. No. Back to Charlotte then, let's say.
Oh, goodness gracious me. So did we did we manage to decipher all of those bookie books?
Well, I mean, there's years
Just
worth of
journal.
research sitting there in multiple languages, so you didn't even get through summarizing that one journal. I mean, you spent 4 hours on it, right? Between two people. It's not, I mean, how much of a major tome can you read in 4 hours?
Yeah. And there's nothing in there about how to shut down the portal.
Oh, but nobody told me that they were looking for that specifically.
Okay,
They just
fine.
said we're trying to read it.
I will flip back to the book and look for anything about shutting down the portal.
Okay, so how long do you want to spend doing that? Because if it's 6 seconds, you're not going to get that far.
Oh.
Well, I mean, realistically, right?
Yeah. Well, in that case, I will take all my turns.
I would love to see you in a business meeting. I genuinely feel like it would be really bizarre. Like, just why does Sophie keep making these weird operatic high notes?
They're lovely.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I will. I'll spend the next couple of turns just flipping through the book until something happens that needs me.
Okay. All right. So you're looking specifically for what again?
How to
How to
shut down the
shut
portal.
how to shut down the portal. Okay.
Mhm.
I will let you use an investigation check,
Okay.
which I think you're proficient in.
If she's gonna use multiple turn, I will cast guidance when it's my turn.
Okay. That's great. Perfect. Anybody else want to do anything?
I can also cast guidance.
Yes, it doesn't
helps.
stack, but
Okay.
yeah, you can only ever get one bonus from the same spell type or activity. If you had different types of boost buffs, like if you had bardic inspiration, you could stack that with guidance. But if it's the same exact spell, no. But it's a good idea. Maybe you can cast guidance on Delin, and so her guidance is no.
Yeah. I get a plus D8.
Perception.
And basically, everybody's just like one person sitting down reading, and everybody else is just rubbing her shoulders, and then the person behind her is getting their shoulders rubbed by somebody, and then another person's rubbing that person's shoulders, and it's like a little conga line of shoulder rubbing. Okay, yeah. So the guidance is cast. Go ahead, roll your investigation.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I'll tell you what happens in a couple of minutes, but you guys keep going. What else is anybody doing? Delin and Charlotte are basically tied up helping each other trying to decipher this book. There's 4 more of you who can do something or nothing.
I'm gonna move over and and help Lilith investigate.
Okay, yeah, good idea. So Lilith, you're checking it out, and Cracker's moving over to help. What do you mean, like giving the help action, or is she actually investigating herself?
Oh, I'm investigating too.
Okay.
Just looking around. Yeah.
So just to be clear, are you doing perception checks? Because perception is just senses without moving things, but interacting would be investigation.
I'm gonna do perception check.
Okay, so you're not touching anything really.
No.
Okay, and what about Cracker?
Oh, I'm gonna investigation because
Okay.
I'm dumb.
Yeah, and also on the surface, it doesn't look like there's anything obvious, but
Yeah.
there's little piles of just rubbish, right? Like at some point, somebody was obviously using this as a place to live. The guards do bunk out in the other room up here,
Okay.
and in what used to be sort of a manor room. So they've basically got bedrolls out there. The kitchen itself isn't being used. You have seen tripods with soup ladles and cauldrons outside the tower. Your best guess is they just didn't want to create more fire risk given all the flammable old material in here. Lilith can roll perception, and Yvonne, thank you. Cracker's already rolled investigation. So Cracker, as she's pushing over some of the piles, does stub her toe gently on another disc.
Ding.
And it glows just the same as all the other ones did. But nothing else happens.
Okay.
Do you want to pick it up?
Yep. I'm gonna pick it up very gently
Okay.
and take it out and show everybody out there.
Okay. So it throbs gently as you would expect.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Well done. Meanwhile, Byleth is just sitting there dreaming of fancy robes. Anything else for Byleth in the meantime? Or Zanice, for that matter?
Yeah, I'm gonna come here and look if the crazy guy or someone else is coming back.
Right. Very good. Yes. So over the course of a few turns, Galileo Libro continues to run out of the town. At some point, because of the vantage and all the other structures and things, and it's actually a fairly large town, right? It's not huge, but it's large enough. You kind of lose track of him. You can hear him shouting in the distance. He's getting fainter, but he's shouting very loud. What you do notice even from your vantage point higher on the hill, is that the guards who you can see, who were positioned facing in towards the town and towards the tower, they don't seem to be reacting. You even see, you think you see the bright red flash of Griselda Copperrot's hair. There seems to be a little bit of activity, but if anything, the guards sort of seem to be waving as if trying to encourage somebody, possibly Galio, to come to them rather than moving into the center of town towards the tower. Okay. And Byleth, was there anything for Laura? Was there anything for Byleth?
Okay, we have 3 discs, right?
Yes.
Can I ask into the room how many there are? Or
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. because I wasn't there, maybe. Does anybody know how many discs we really need?
I think it was 7 from the beginning, and it's 4 upstairs.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I've just positioned you so you can see they're along this wall, which you would have been updated on.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
But thank you very much, Ida. Okay. All right. I actually need to just step away for a couple minutes. Actually, this is a good time. Why don't you guys figure out what you want to do and approach things and, strategize a bit. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks.
We're so good at that. Making plans.
I think we should put these upstairs
Yeah.
and just wing it.
On the wall or just...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
maybe we should wait until
that's interesting.
Charlotte is done reading and see if she.
Oh yeah.
finds
Well,
something.
hopefully she'll know the
Yeah.
order.
Flash forward to it saying, once you put all the rings there, it'll summon a horde of demons
Yeah.
Exactly.
and offer the town as a sacrifice.
Of adventurers.
Does anyone else find the thing with the townspeople suspicious? Them beckoning him or whatever they're doing.
I think they're just scared of us,
Oh.
Yeah.
and maybe scared of what is going to happen with the portal. Since we were talking about shutting it down, and I don't think they're going to attack us or something. But I don't know.
No, I think you're okay.
I have a feeling about the portrait of like if it's gonna be magical or something, like that's kind of a portal or something, but I'm not sure. Because of just the painting and the glass window.
Yeah, it might.
Well, I was using detect magic, and he didn't say that there was any magic.
Yeah, right. Okay, good.
I thought it would be as well.
I think that's just that the wizard that used to live there is really vain, liked to see himself everywhere.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not magic. Maybe it's like his ghost or something.
But it's kind of weird that you all said that you heard sounds through the night. Well,
Yeah.
Cracker didn't, but but
Out of my dreams.
we had
It
that
didn't
we
sound like it was from the library, but like the bedroom and the top floor maybe.
it's weird that we haven't encountered any more ghosts or spirits or anything. Only Soapworth.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
You guys have a plan?
Always.
Sure.
Never, more like. Feel free to share it.
Yeah, it's the best plan we have or have ever had. We are going to wing it.
I literally nearly lost some soda up my nose. Don't ever do that to me, Henrietta, without warning me. Okay. You're going to wing it. That's great. Okay. Yeah. See, no matter how many warnings I give you guys, it's always the same.
Well, we did
Roy Jenkins.
kind of say that we are going to wait a little bit to see if Charlotte can find anything out, reading through the journal or searching through the journal about the portal.
Yes, and I was going to give you that outcome, but I wanted to see if there was anything else besides.
Can I check one thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any books in Abyssal?
Ooh. How are you checking? Well, you have to go through the book, so I guess it's
Yeah, I mean,
investigation. Yeah.
like see investigation,
I would
use
have known
investigation to see if
because I can read
You
Abyssal,
have-
so I would have known
Oh, okay.
from yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for the amount of time that you guys have been looking through it, there are books in Abyssal as well as languages that you don't recognize that may be racial languages. There's also one book that you now recognize the script of is Netherese, which is a human language, but it's extremely ancient and it refers to a very powerful country and culture that existed and was dominated by very powerful wizards who created a great number of artifacts thousands of years ago, long before any of the existing cultures and countries came into being currently, even before Thay and Mulharan, the precursor nation.
And that was used on the other portals that we found, right? Is it?
You did find them in conjunction with other magical portals. A lot of the most powerful magics seem to be extremely old, which seems almost counterintuitive because the older it is, you'd think the less likely it is to survive, unless it's extremely powerful, or maybe you've forgotten how to do collectively. The races have forgotten how to do some of these high level magics. So yes, there are books in Abyssal. There are books in other languages that you don't recognize. There's even a book in Draconic, which Byleth would recognize. But they all are either related to portals, or they're related to other planes, or they're related to research on the denizens of those other planes. So the book on Abyssal includes what appears to be, from a very cursory glance from the two of you, some description of a couple of the different layers of the demonic planes. There's even an earmarked page that discusses Lolth and the Demon Web Pits, which is the home of Lolth, which Delin, as a former elf and a cultural elf, still would have heard of. Okay, so what did you discover from reading his journal? Closing the portal appears to be a function of making sure that the portal works properly, first of all, and then aligning the discs in the correct order. And because a lot of portal magic seems to rely on the use of light and light waves, the spectrum should be the key to the discs and their order. But having broken it, it may be the case that it resists being fixed, almost as if it was being manipulated from the other side of the portal.
Great.
So he opened a portal to the wrong place, and his suspicion is that something on the other side is keeping it open from that side. And the only thing he could do was to close it from this side. But it's not permanently closed. It's a stopgap, right? It's like putting a couch in front of a closed door with no lock on it. But somebody sufficiently powerful enough or determined enough might be able to move that. And so the risk is that at any point, once it's reactivated, this could become an entry point for all sorts of horrible things.
Can we change the portal's target realm?
Well, that wasn't the question that was asked. And it's possible. I mean, he tried to aim for a particular location and he failed. So presumably there's a way to align it. But beyond that, you don't necessarily know how you would do that without extensive research, right?
Or winging it?
Yeah, exactly. You're spending at least 2 turns. I mean, why can't I just get the answer already?
Just spin it around, go to the opposite. That's got to be where the good stuff is.
The guy had like the equivalent of 4 PhDs and spent his entire life dedicated to this research. Why
It'd be
can't
so
you just
funny.
figure it out in like 30 seconds?
Or we just spin the disc so it's like the opposite, and then we just put everything in order and look, it's the heavenly realm. It's the opposite from where you were, buddy.
Ta-da!
That'd be hilarious.
Not very realistic, but yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, you know, it's always in the roll of the dice.
So to close it, we need to do what? We need to align the discs in the right order.
That would open it.
Yeah, but someone on the other side kept it open. So do we have to go through the portal to stop them from keeping it open, or?
Maybe.
The one notation in Galio's handwriting is experimenting with one of the discs that he apparently found. He notes that he found a red disc, and every time he tried to move the red disc, he put it into a slot, but every time he tried to move the red disc to find the right position, it temporarily opened the portal. And he's already fought off several small creatures. He didn't recognize what they were, but they looked like chickens.
Oh, demon chickens. We fought demon chickens.
But he doesn't know what the effect would be of aligning more than just one disc at a time, or potentially moving all of the discs. And he was only able to move the disc one position at a time. So he couldn't move it from one end of the spectrum chart to the other. He had to go one step. It only allows him to move one step at a time.
So if it's something to do with the light spectrum, could it be the same order as the colors of the rainbow?
Righty, Biv?
No, I don't know. I mean, maybe this is all just down to a packet of Skittles. Anybody have Skittles at home?
Do now.
No.
Like right now? So if we
You guys
have to
got-
move the red would be at the end anyway, right? Like, be the first. So it can move one position, but then,
Are you guys
portal
going to go up to the
opens.
top floor and do this?
well,
Because
we're
you can't
thinking
see it
about
from where you are.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I have a good memory.
Technically, you can't see. No, you don't. Stop that. You have neither a good memory as a character or in real life.
I take pictures with my mind. I just don't know how to read.
Go up to the top floor. It's right there in front of you.
Well, we can
Well,
start.
I suppose.
I'll bring the discs and go upstairs.
Okay. Bring them all up. I'll grab the
Anybody
yellow
gonna
one.
Anybody's going to stand over here on the ledge?
No. Gonna stand with the
No.
my
Oh, and
back
just by the
against
way,
wall.
I don't think I mentioned this before, but these white bits, these are ladders.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh.
Let me
Yeah.
scout first, though, before we go up.
So this from the 4th floor, you don't need to scout, it's empty.
Okay.
Just to save you time. This is a ladder from the top floor down to the next floor, but no further. And then from that floor, there's another ladder here that goes down to the 2nd floor and to the ground floor where you guys just were. So you can, in theory, just climb up the ladder instead of running through the stairwells and everything. Climbing is difficult terrain, So you're still going to be reduced in your movement, but it's a more direct route if for some reason you wanted to climb down or climb up.
But they're fixed to the tower, right?
Yeah, they're attached to the tower.
Okay.
I mean, within
Okay.
reason, they're stable, right?
Okay.
If somebody deliberately tries to, like, if Byleth had her fireball and she used it, it would probably create a problem. But short of somebody deliberately trying to rip it off, then it's probably going to stay in place. Okay, so you've got your 3 discs. You've got 4 in the slots and the 7 slots on the wall. You've been warned that sometimes moving a disc will create an opening.
I say that one person moves the disc and the other ones stay close to the portal and fight off everything that.
Okay.
And for the avoidance of doubt, this is the portal.
Yep.
And it's that size, right?
Mm-hmm. And as a description for Laura's benefit, it is a metal disc with engravings that are 3-dimensional. So they, it's almost like a shield that's been, sort of beaten in so that it has raised engravings, and it has essentially a calendar with the seasons, the months, the dates. The disc itself is a physical item, but but it floats above the ground, suspended by magic, apparently, without any other sign of suspension. There's no wires or legs, and it is glowing, and that is the source of the glowing light that can be seen from outside the tower.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what
So,
order
yeah.
should we try? Should we try the rainbow or?
Yeah, I guess so.
Good place to start.
Yeah.
Let's start from the very beginning.
It's gonna be the end.
Question is, do we start like just putting the red one on top, or should we put in the other ones first?
How does it slide? Is it kind of sliding, or do you take one out and put it back in, or?
You can tell me what you choose to do, and then I'll tell you what happens.
Well, Byleth is good at investigating that stuff, so I'm going to cast guidance on Byleth. But she's a wizard. Or Charlotte. I can also do it on Charlotte.
This is when Charlotte says, "No, Byleth's the wizard."
Let Charlotte do it.
You're the wizard. You do it.
I have a guidance ready.
We normally say, "Ivy, you do it."
Ivy.
Ivy just goes, "Nope." Who, me?
Offs herself.
Just
kills
sits.
herself.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Okay, should I investigate how they move or how they can be arranged?
Yeah, how to
Yes.
kind of
So
move them.
so investigating requires that you actually physically touch them and play with them, basically, right?
I will do that. I'm a big girl.
So these are, again, for the benefit of Laura, these are like slightly larger than a dinner plate. They are reasonably heavy for their size. They're, several pounds, a couple of kilos, not like exceptionally heavy, but it's got heft. It's not just like a little thin film. There are essentially little depressions in the wall in what appears to be an engraved container situated into the wall, sunk into the wall, and each of the depressions is clearly the size of one of these discs. And it appears, at cursory glance, that the discs fit into the depressions. So there's like a circle for each one of these.
Okay. So investigation.
Marker's way over there.
I'm ready to fight whatever comes through the hole.
Okay. So you rolled, but what exactly
Oh,
are you doing?
guidance.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Like how exactly are you doing it?
I mean, I want to know how to.
No, I understand what you want to know. I'm asking, how are you doing it?
Oh, Well,
Are you trying to take the
touching.
discs out, putting them
Mm,
in?
yeah, like that,
Okay.
and look at the kind
So
of
which one
holes.
are you taking out, or which one are you putting in? And where
Oh
are you
God.
putting it? So this is the purple one, the sort of lavender one is sort of sitting at the end of the range, and
Mm.
the turquoise one is sitting at the other end of the range, and then there's a bunch of empty slots in the middle here,
Mm.
right?
But the slots, they don't indicate if it's right, like they don't glow or something.
Yes, they do actually. So again, for your benefit, uh, sorry, every single one of these seems to be misfiring. There's little arcs of electricity coming out of all of them, like there's some. It's almost like they're short circuiting, as is the calendar, metallic calendar. There's little arcs of lightning going around, and occasionally they jump from the discs to the large portal and back again. And it looks like it's not. You don't necessarily know for sure, but you suspect this is not working the way it should be, and none of them are in the right position currently.
Oh, okay.
You can do a test.
Yeah, you can do a test.
Charlotte, can you try and put the purple one in the next to last?
Yes, of course I can.
I want to
Yeah.
take my mace up.
Okay. Okay. Shield up, hiding
Okay.
behind the corner. Okay. Okay. So as Charlotte, as you lift up the disc and you're just placing it into the depression in the wall, presumably. As you do so, it's as it gets close and it touches the bottom of the disc away from where you're holding it, gets close to the edge of the wall that fits the circle. It's almost like there's a little bit of suction, and it just kind of goes and slowly sinks into position. And it
Oh.
glows, and it glows the color of the disc mildly and gently. And remember, each of the discs pulsates, the ones that you found, they each pulsate, but they pulsate at a different speed. And this one pulsates fairly slowly. And it just sort of pulsates continuously the same way it had been, but it's a little bit brighter.
Mm.
And nothing
I wish we
happened
were
to
smart
the...
enough to know.
Yeah. Nothing happened
All
to the
this
portal.
meant.
Nothing happens with the portal. But there's no electricity arcing from that purple disc. There doesn't seem to be any reaction other than that it's glowing gently. Almost contentedly,
Oh dear.
if one were to anthropomorphize some glowing discs.
So if you're going to try the rainbow, does everyone know the order?
Yes.
Biff.
Rogbiff in Norway?
Yeah. But that would mean the V would be on the bottom, but
Well,
the
it's an
blue's
F
on the bottom.
for Fiolette, which is
Yeah.
white.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we all put one in at the same time, or should we just?
I'm just worried because in the journal it said when he experimented of taking it out and putting it back in, that thing came out of the portal. And if
Yeah.
we pull everyone out, maybe things is just gonna rush through a lot of them instead of just small batches. I don't know. We can take a chance.
What's the
I don't
worst that could
know.
happen?
Yeah. Either we get a couple or we get 10, 20, 100.
We need to move the other ones to be able to get them in the right order, though.
Maybe try and move the green one to the right position.
Yeah.
Violet,
On
you're in front
down.
of the green one. I'm going to move so you can get space to put it in the right position.
Okay, gonna take it, and I'm gonna look at Dylan and kind of what is it called? Do like this eye movement. One to the left, like this. Okay, don't want to do any mistakes.
I'm going
And
to
I'm
put up my
gonna
shield.
I'm gonna ready my great axe.
Put it in here.
Okay, and the as you do, the portal briefly seems to activate, and you see a chicken fly out, and it immediately tries to peck Byleth.
No.
Daria, could you roll an attack roll, please?
Gonna use my shield.
10.
What's Violet's armor class again?
I'm gonna use my shield. So it's 12 plus 5. Something.
Okay. Yeah. So it was going to hit you, but then with your shield up, it sort of bounces the horrible beast's beak bounces off your force shield, and it looks very angry, and
I'm so scared.
it cockadoodle doos in frustration. And we'll say that is basically gonna go there. We'll call it Galio, but it's fine. Okay, so actually, it'll go after you. Delin is up next.
Did you put it? Did you put it in the? Or just take it out? How much?
Hmm?
Did you put it in the new hole?
Yes, it sinks in and it glows contentedly.
Okay. I am going to do a thunder wave. No. I'm just gonna try and hit it with my spear.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm close and all my spells are area effects. Nope.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna hit it with my spear.
Having gotten so excited and worked up,
Yeah.
probably the last thing you were expecting was a chicken, a fiery chicken. Okay. Cracker, what do you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna run up and I'm raging. Don't you hit Violet! So I'm freaking out, and I'm gonna whack at that chicken with my great axe. 16.
Sure. Yeah, you hit it, and it 13 points of damage. It dies, and as it dies, it explodes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
About this part.
Everybody takes 9 points of fire damage. You
Sorry,
can
everyone.
resist for half. Actually, you guys got a saving throw. You guys got a dex saving throw.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be Cracker, Charlotte, Violet, and Delin.
Sorry, Charlotte.
It's okay.
Sorry,
Charlotte.
Violet.
We need a dex save for Charlotte.
I always get
Sorry,
confused. Is
Violet.
it the big one or the small one for the saving throw?
The one that says saving throw. There's a
Let's
small box
see.
up the top that says saving throws. Above the skills. Between your stats and your hit points.
Oh, I think I see. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Byleth makes the save. Everybody else fails. So it's 9 points before your thing. Your resistance. It is fire damage for those of you. Okay. Good. Charlotte, your turn.
Goodness.
Jesus.
I'll ask. So are we putting the orange disc in next, or
Yellow.
yellow? Okay. I'll just move out of the way so that somebody else can go there.
Okay. So you're not doing it yourself?
No.
Okay. Are you doing anything with your action?
La, 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 la. I will ready my crossbow in case something pops out of the portal.
Okay. So what is the catalyst, just to be clear?
Something demonic looking popping out the portal.
Demonic looking.
Yeah.
What's your definition of demonic looking?
Like black and fiery with feathers.
Anything
Take or leave the
ugly, basically.
feathers.
So if it's really
What if
good
there's a
looking, it's fine.
unicorn or something?
Or a really handsome man.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a sexy
With-
demon guy, I'll leave him. If it's a unicorn,
That's
I'll leave
fine.
it.
Yeah, we're not shallow. Okay,
Or
very
good.
good. Yeah, or good. It is 12:01. We're never going to finish this within the next 5 minutes. So you guys want to stop after we finish this quick round, or we might end up in combat depending on who does what. So
I can't go much longer.
okay. So let's just keep going until something pops up, and then we'll see. Then you guys can think about what you can torture yourselves over what it is you're going to be facing next, if anything.
Yay.
Lilith, your turn.
Yes. I'm gonna use my turn to put the yellow inside its place.
Okay, yeah, and it slowly sinks in just like the other ones. Again, the portal reactivates.
So cool.
And the first thing that you see is what appears to be a drow female.
Ew, shoot her.
Okay, you shoot her. Roll your attack roll.
Ugh.
18.
Wow.
That's surprisingly effective. Okay, so what happens? The crossbow quarrel sinks into her shoulder. She looks and says in Elvish, which I think some of you understand, "How dare you touch a maiden of Lolth?" And she changes immediately to this amorphous melted candle looking like creature.
Fun.
Is
Yeah.
that something that we fought in the tower? No, the
I
temple?
don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Could be anything.
It doesn't look
But-
like a spider.
It's not a spider. And it moves forward. And it's going to attack Delin. Let's have a quick roll. Laura.
Cransley took my amulet from Lolth. 2 seconds.
Yeah. Actually, Laura, would you make 2 attacks, please?
Okay.
Yeah. What's your armor
And
class there,
12.
Delin?
16.
So they're both going to hit. And you will take 5 points from being beaten with 10 points from being beaten with 2 fists. Plus, you're going to take another 42 points of poison damage.
42.
42.
Oh my goodness.
And that's where we're going to stop.
Oh my goodness.
Delin is down. The
I don't
rest of
think-
you watch as one of your most powerful party members collapses to the ground, beaten to
Damn it.
death by the demonic version of the candle from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that's what that is.
No, that's not what that is. But
Oh.
it does look a bit like that. Good. Well, on
That
that
sucked.
note, have a wonderful week.
Oh, God.
Why was he warning us?
You too.
Oh, that's why.
That was good.
It's
That's nice.
good. I have a backup.
Sexual
Just in case.
relevance.
But you did hit it with the crossbow, so that was helpful.
Yeah.
You don't think it did that much damage. It kind of bounced off a little bit, sank in, and then it just sort of fell out. So,
I'm sure she wasn't in a negotiating mood anyway.
well, not with that attitude. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Have a lovely week, and welcome back, Laura. And I'll see you all next Sunday.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
All
feel free
right.
to talk about strategy, even though I said don't do it out of combat. You've got a whole week to figure out your plan. So,
Okay.
all
Chop
right.
chop.
Okay. Chop chop. Bye bye.
Wing it.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That was fun.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.